Welcome to the second video in this series, A Beginner's Guide to Meditation. If you didn't watch the first video yet, then it is best to do that now and then come back to the second one later. In the first video, I showed you different postures for meditation, and I explained how to put our awareness on the movement of our breathing. In this part, I will explain how we can relate to different kinds of distraction during our meditation practice. So if you would like to try that out, find a comfortable place and then we will practice together. Find a comfortable posture for this meditation and close your eyes if you wish. Start by becoming aware of the breath and mentally note the rising and falling of the abdomen. Rising, rising, falling, falling. Becoming aware as well of the different body sensations linked to the in and out breath. Maybe you can notice tension or pressure while breathing in, or maybe a sensation of letting go while breathing out. Just curiously exploring how this very breath feels in your body. Probably it won't take long before you get distracted. That is totally normal, and there is no need to worry. On the contrary, these distractions are the right material for us to practice the noting technique and to come back to the movement of the abdomen. Let's take a concrete example. You meditate and suddenly you can hear the barking of your neighbor's dog. You can mentally note that. Rising, rising, falling, falling. Hearing, hearing, rising, rising, falling, falling. Or maybe there is a hair that tickles your nose. You can mentally note that. Rising, rising, falling, falling, tickling, tickling. Rising, rising, falling, falling. No matter what kind of distraction arises, just acknowledging it, noting it, and coming back to the movement of the abdomen. But maybe the dog doesn't stop barking. And you can notice anger arising. Maybe you can feel a knot in your belly. Perhaps memories around that dog and that neighbor come up. Maybe you remember that this neighbor often leaves the dog alone, and it barks for hours at night when you want to sleep. Maybe a thought arises that you want to send this neighbor an angry text message. But then perhaps another thought comes up that this might not be such a good idea because it might create a major conflict that you would rather avoid. Your mind is not in the present moment anymore, but totally caught up in this story that was actually triggered by a sound, the barking of a dog. This story consists of memories of past events and projections to the future. It is normal for our mind to sometimes get drawn into these stories. In insight meditation, our task is to notice that we are not in the present moment anymore, and to mentally take note of what our mind is doing. In the example of the dog, the noting could be like this: rising, falling, hearing, hearing, anger, frustration, thinking, judging, memory, urge to do something about it, rising, falling. The noting technique is so powerful because it allows us to become aware of what is happening in our mind from moment to moment without being drawn into the story or having to believe it. We can become the observer of our thoughts, as if we were sitting in a movie theater, watching the stream of thoughts pass by on a screen. So you see that you don't need a quiet environment or any other precondition for practicing meditation. Mindfulness meditation includes everything: sounds, body sensations, thoughts and emotions. Everything is part of the practice. Everything can teach us something about ourselves. In mindfulness meditation, we practice the non-judgmental and patient observing and noting of experience. This can also teach us that we don't have to react instantly if we have a certain experience or a certain thought. We don't have to instantly send an angry text message to our neighbor when the dog barks. We don't have to instantly scratch our nose when it itches. We don't have to instantly shift our posture when our foot starts to get numb. Perhaps you started practicing sitting in stillness after watching the first video. And maybe you noticed that many body sensations disappear when we stay still and observe them. But of course, there are also body sensations that don't change or disappear when we just observe them. So if after some time you experience real pain in a certain body part, you can take the decision to slowly and mindfully shift the posture to get some relief. A mindful shift of posture can look like this. First of all, you become aware that a certain body sensation doesn't disappear when you observe it. The first step that you can mentally note is the intention to move. As soon as the intention is clear for you and you have mentally noted it, you start moving the body very slowly and consciously. During the movement, you mentally note every step. Lifting hand, moving arm, touching ankle, lifting knee, lifting lower leg, putting foot down, lifting hand, moving arm, placing hand. After mindfully shifting your posture, you come back to sitting in stillness and noting the rising and falling of the abdomen. Taking a few more moments now to observe and note whatever arises in the present moment. Body sensations, sounds, thoughts or emotions. And whenever you notice that the mind is not in the present moment anymore, gently and patiently escorting the awareness back to the rising and falling of the abdomen. If your eyes were closed, you can now gently open them again. And this was it for the second part of this video series. I hope that this second video in this series was useful for you. You can now take a few days to practice what you learned, and then stay tuned for more videos. And please feel free to like, share or comment this video, and of course to subscribe to our channel. If you click the notification button, you will receive a message every Thursday when we upload new content. Thank you so much for practicing. Thank you for watching. All the best and see you soon.